What's up, everybody? Welcome to my review of the first run Recoil by Latitude64. Huge thank you to Dynamic Discs for sponsoring this video. Go to dynamicdiscs.com to check out their website. They have all the bags, all the plastic, all the carts, everything you can need. Tell them I sent you. They've been one of my absolute best sponsors ever, have been hugely supportive to me, and I really appreciate them, and being able to continue to work with them is just phenomenal. So thank you so much to DD. Thanks to all you guys for watching. Let's get into the review of the first run Latitude64 Recoil. So 12, 4, 0, and 3 are your flight numbers. This disc is a little dirty. Sorry about that. I washed it off, but I think some of the gunk still stayed on there, so that's not anybody's fault but mine. We tested it pretty good out there at Timber Park. So 12, 4, 0, 3, I would say those are pretty spot on from our testing. Yeah, no problems there in terms of the flight number. So I like the stamp. It is a first run, as evidenced by that part of the stamp there, and 172 grams, as you can see right there. Taking a look at the rim profile on this disc, it kind of seems like a little bit smaller rimmed Gladiator, and that's kind of how it flies. It's not too far off. Let's put it up next to that. Here is the Gladiator next to it. So I think the Gladiator is just a little bit faster, a little bit more rim to it. Tell you what, guys, this Recoil is really hard to film. I had trouble filming it out there because of the color, and it's a little bit tricky to pick up on camera here as well. So bear with me. I'm trying to do my best here. But there you can see that they're quite similar overall. I'd say, yeah, just a little bit faster for the Gladiator for sure. And let's put it up next to a couple other things. I have a Raider as well, 13.5, negative 0.5, and fade of 3. Raider, definitely a different feel, pointier outer edge, a little bit more squared, a little deeper, and more overstable, I'd say. This particular Raider is quite beefy. And I also have a Getaway, 9.5, negative 0.5, and 3 on that one. So it's a little bit slower, but not too far off in terms of stability. Definitely a different rim. So hopefully you can see that, like the Gladiator, this Recoil has a pretty rounded outside edge, and it's a really comfortable feeling disc in the hand. I love the feel of it. No problems there whatsoever. And if you tried the Gladiator, maybe it has a touch more rim than you want, a touch more speed than you want, this could be a great disc for you to check out. Let's get into the flight of this thing. As I said, it was tough to film, so I'm not exactly sure how the clips came out. I'll have to see once the review's totally done. But I tried my best to get some flight footage for you guys, as always. It's pretty stable, and it flies basically like the flight numbers suggest. It's got some stability to it. It doesn't really have any natural turn. It's fast enough to get good distance, but it's not super fast. And it's a speed 12, which I think is pretty much the butter zone in terms of speed and control. I know it's quite subjective, and the difference between a 12 and a 13 is usually not that much of a difference, but it does seem to have an effect. For whatever reason, I feel like 12 speed is kind of the butter zone for me in terms of speed and control, and the Recoil is really solid in that respect. Definitely reminds me of the Gladiator quite a bit in terms of its flight, where it's stable enough that you can throw it into some wind, you can hit it hard, but it's not like a meat hook, you know, it flies nice. I think a more power player would really like this thing for long shots that you could maybe start on some anhyzer and pull it over and then let it work out. It'll stretch out some good distance, or just hit it flat and hard with power, let it fly straight, and then have that consistent fade once it starts to kind of hook up at the end of the flight. But for me, I'd probably use this thing more for hyzers or flat shots that I want to go left. You know, I don't really need to give it a hyzer angle. I can hit it pretty flat and just let it kind of work out to the left once it starts to slow down with the amount of stability it has. But it's a throwable stability. It's not super overstable. It's not a complete meat hook. It's a good overall kind of stable, slightly overstable flyer, I would say. Definitely a solid disc. I think if you like things like the Gladiator, this would be a great disc for you to check out. If you like the Enforcer, but it's a little bit too much disc for you, I think this would also be a good disc to test out. I think it's a little bit less stable than your average Enforcer, and a little bit easier to throw for lower arm speeds like myself. That is my review on the Recoil. Thank you once again to Dynamic Discs for sponsoring this video and for their continued support. I appreciate them. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll check you later. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching, and big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. If you would like to see your name listed in the credits of all of my videos, go to patreon.com/discgolfnerd.